So, it's been a free tax filing tool that launched just 2 years ago by the federal government, but now the IRS is shutting down its direct file system. The IRS says just 296,000 Americans filed taxes through the direct file this year, representing less than 1% of total returns. The agency says it spent an estimated $10 to $20 per return to operate the program. Through it all, a federal report shows 86% of users say direct file increased their trust in the government. Let's bring in, as we always do every Monday, Andrew Poulos. I'm going to make you play baseball for some reason. I think that's what it is. But welcome back to the show, my friend. And talk to us. Are you surprised by these numbers, these low numbers?
Not at all, Chesley. Look, most Americans will go out and pay tax professional for tax preparation software, or tax return preparation, I should say. So I'm not surprised. And you got to also keep in mind that the IRS already has a free file tool, the IRS free file, which partners with private companies like TurboTax, H&R Block, and such. So people are far more familiar with those free file tools than the direct file. I don't think the government did a great job of publicizing it and marketing it, in a sense, among other issues that existed.
You think it's a trust issue?
Partly. Look, I mean, if someone feels, if the consumer feels that the IRS is doing their tax return and there is sort of no separation there between them and the government, then yeah, I think a sort of a trust issue begins. Whereas if you go see a tax professional, yes, you are paying, but you feel like you're getting your money's worth, and you can ask questions and you can do things pretty much that you feel benefit you.
They're saying only 1% actually use it. How big of a setback is it for that 1% to have to now go and pay to file a tax return?
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to go and pay and file, right? Most of the people that qualified to use direct file were those that had very simple returns. Let's make no mistake about it. It's not for complicated taxpayers with high-level tax matters. It's someone who has a W-2, maybe a little bit of interest income, maybe a retiree with Social Security. There are other programs, other alternatives out there that are free. VITA, which is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, exists out there for elderly and retirees. So there's still other options out there that people can use and benefit from that they don't have to go pay.
Yeah. How much of a decision this is based on financial, which is what we're hearing, versus political?
I think a little bit of both, right? Part political, but part, when you look at the numbers, you're spending $41 million a year to maintain a program that less than 300,000 Americans use. I mean, to me, it's just, evident that it probably doesn't make economical sense for the government. The $41 million could be better spent elsewhere.
Yeah. Is it in the IRS's benefit to have tools developed for folks to file, make it easier? I mean, do you think they'll now stop that, or will they try to develop something maybe better?
Well, there's the IRS free file, which partners with 8 private companies such as Intuit, H&R Block, and others, right? So they have relationships already out there that can provide free or low-cost tax preparation options to consumers, to taxpayers. But overall, yeah, I think the IRS has a lot of challenges out there. Let's make no mistake about it. This government shutdown that we've had for the last 6 weeks is not going to help the upcoming tax season. The new tax legislation is going to complicate things. So the IRS can spend their time and their resources doing things that are better served Americans than trying to manage a free file tax preparation software that probably didn't launch very good. It cost about $41+ million based on the Ways and Means Committee report, and most people aren't going to use it.
Yeah, Andrew, Georgia was one of the states that were expected to expand the direct file access. How does this decision might affect the filers here locally?
Yeah, I think, look, if you're a retiree, a senior citizen, retired, look at other free options like VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. It's a great program. It's been around for decades. It helps retirees and seniors basically for free with expert volunteers. If you're a military family, look at MilTax. MilTax basically is available for free to all military families, regardless of your income. And then there's also the free filing option with TurboTax and H&R Block. So there's many other options that Georgians can explore and not really have to spend a lot of money for tax preparation in the upcoming season.
Gotcha. If you were advising the IRS, what's one thing you would change, or a couple things you would change about this system to make it simpler for everyone?
Yeah, look, personnel, experienced personnel is what I would say. We got to go back to some of the basics and get people in line. Trying to cut the workforce doesn't really work out for Americans when we have less IRS, pretty much. Look, no one really likes the IRS. Let's not make a mistake about it and say that there's some love lost there. But overall, when the IRS personnel dwindles down to the levels we have now, and some of their good personnel are retiring or have retired, it puts a lot of pressure on operations, and it ultimately impacts all Americans.
All right, Andrew Poulos. Hey, have you ever played baseball?
Man, I wish I did, because if I did, I wouldn't be on the show every Monday morning.
My friend, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.